I remember like there were times that I like trolled my younger brother at Toys R Us because like my mom would drop us off with my grandma and it'd be like me and my younger brother and my grandma, and my mom would be like, don't spoil them. They can get one thing each at Toys R Us. And like I knew full well, like I'm 8, my brother's 6, and like I know that like grandma will buy us whatever we want. But I also know that like when I'm walking through the store and I like pick out the Bane action figure I want because it's cool and he's got like a bunch of tubes and he's jacked. So I'm like, this guy's gonna beat the shit. I'm gonna take this guy home and I'm gonna have him fight the street sharks. It's gonna be great. And then my brother would pick one of his things out and then he'd be like, Grandma, can we get another thing? And my grandma would always be like, well, sure, you can get whatever you want. And I'd be like, Mom said one thing.
Oh my shit.
I'd be like, Mom said one thing. We should probably stick to one. And he would get so upset about it. He'd be like, no, she said we can get more. And like, generally, we both end up getting more than one thing.
You have told stories of concussing your brothers and leaving them in bloody pulps, and this is the worst thing you've done to them.
Accidentally, I injured my brothers. We were playing WWE or whatever it was called, and that was an accident.
Did I make up an incident where you like big wheeled into a tree or wagoned into a tree?
I did. I pushed him down a big hill in a wagon, and I didn't mean for him to hit the tree. It like was happenstance that he hit the tree. There was one giant willow tree in the yard, and that was the only thing he hit. If he would have gone 2 feet to the left, 2 feet to the right, would have been 100% fine. And like I didn't aim him at that tree.
Guys that grew up with brothers are just tougher. Like I just didn't have that. I had nobody to compete with me, right? So I always won, right? Like there was nobody to push me beyond my limits. Although to be fair,
is your sister younger or older?
Younger, but you know, she wasn't going to do any of the things that I was going to be interested in anyway. I was like shooting shit and jumping shit. And,
if she was 3 years older than you, she might have the advantage on you till you turned 11 or something. I don't know.
Yeah, but we're gonna be doing different shit. Like I mean, like I need somebody to like roughhouse with. You know what I mean? Like I remember the first time I went to a friend's house who had brothers. I went to what was that kid's fucking name? They were from Alaska. That's what I remember the most about them. They had come here from Alaska, and it was him and his brother. His brother's name was Patrick. Doesn't matter now. But went down to their basement, and they had like a great fucking basement. There was carpet down there, and it was finished and everything. And they had just toys, wall to wall. I mean, there were Legos on the floor, which seemed like a bad idea, and I couldn't understand why until the lights all shut off, and there was a game that I didn't know the rules to that had just begun. And it was called
Barefoot Lego.
Lights Out Karate Man. and both of them had armor and weapons that they had slunk off to dark corners and put on all of a sudden. And now we were going at it free. To be fair, they didn't gang up on me, but I didn't know we were in a fight at all.
You didn't know that the game was going to be played.
No, I was so scared when his mom yelled down, dinner time. I was like, thank God.
I remember going to my buddy's house in like, this was maybe 7th grade. So like 12, 13 years old. And like I've said, like me and my brothers, like we never actually fought, like punches, things like that. Never happened. I'll do ads after this. And so like I always had it in my head that like that was an exaggeration. Like brothers don't really punch each other in the face. They don't really fight like that. Like that's a TV thing. And I went over there, and my buddy Josh, who was a very strong kid, and his brother Nick, who was also a strong kid, we go up to Josh's room, and he's like, Taylor, we're going to play N64. And I was like, all right, I'm down. And then we go up there. There's only one controller. And he's like, Nick, where's the other controller? And he's like, it's my controller. You can't use it. And he's like, I have a guest over, and we want to play N64 together. And he's like, get your own second controller. He's like, I don't have a second controller. Like they're fighting like already. And I'm like, we can go outside. We can do any number of things. Like we can, like it's a nice day. We're 12, 13. And like he put his brother, like he hit him a couple times and then put him in like a absolutely ruthless full Nelson.
Jesus.
Like that's where you put your arms under their arms and you put your hands on the back of their neck and you can like crank their head down. And he's like, it was my controller. It's my controller. And he's like, give me the controller. Me and Taylor want to play N64. And like, he throws him like into the bottom of their
What are you
bunk
doing
bed.
during this? Just watching?
I'm watching. I'm watching.
You didn't want to
this.
like work his ribs while he was in that.
No, I was like, I think at the time saying like, I saw you have like a basketball hoop. We can like shoot hoops. I'd never been to this guy's house before. This was the one and only time I went to this guy's house. And he got in a full on fucking fight with his brother until his brother like started crying, and because understand he was being beaten like savagely, and then like their mom had to come up, and I expected, because of my perspective on it, like this is gonna be a big brouhaha. Like the mom's gonna come up here, she's gonna see these two, at each other's throats, like throwing fucking kidney shots at each other, and she came up and was just like, "This is how you behave in front of company. I thought I raised you better." And then like that was it. And then he
probably a good move though. It worked, didn't it?
And we played a little N64. And I was like, I don't want to come back to Josh's house. Like if I hang out with Josh because he was a cool guy, he's going to come to my house, where we're a bit more civilized.
My last house, it was carpet on the stairs, and it was a full straight flight of stairs. There was no landing and then turn sideways and go up a few more. And you could really take a spill. I fell 3/4 of the way up them, running up them with like a cup of coffee in one hand and maybe my phone in the other. And I didn't drop either thing. I just held on as they splashed and jittered, and I'm just on my ass. And then I go all the way to the bottom on my ass. And my girlfriend's at the bottom watching this disaster happen, and I'm screaming the whole time. No! I hit the bottom. She's like, "Are you okay?" My coffee. Because our white walls are just covered in coffee. The carpet's covered in coffee the whole way down. And then I did the exact same shit here in this new house the other day. It is down like 8 or 10 stairs and then landing and then turn and go down the other way. And I was running down them in the dark. And in one hand, I had like a small plate that I had like toast on. And the other, I had a half empty cup of coffee. Don't want to just throw those things in the air and catch yourself. So I just ate shit. Elbows and knees clattering down to the bottom. I broke the fucking support beams that go in between that little. You broke the tiny little dowels. Those tiny little dowels that go up and down for like keep kids from falling off. I guess I broke a couple of those with my knee on the way. It's real disaster.
Is that your first big tumble of 2024?
No.
So you're on pace for a good year or a bad year.
I fell in the yard a while back. I go down a lot because I hustle when I run around the house. And
that's such a funny cover for falling. I hustle. Yeah, I need that Diet Dr. Pepper right just now.
I don't like to keep people waiting, and I like to, it's a little bit of exercise. We're gonna hustle up and down these stairs. We're not gonna crawl up and down them. So sometimes I just use my arms. That's safer. You don't fall like that.
Wait, how do you get up the stairs using just your arms?
So you're seeing like a 6-year-old like bear crawl.
I pretend like I've become like I've been shot in the spine, and I'm basically like Joe from Family Guy, and so I just drag my legs limply behind me. It's really hard. Have you ever done that? Trying to pretend like
probably when I was a kid. I
do it all. No, I like to do it as like an exercise. Like I've climb a ladder without your legs. That one's interesting.
That seems like a bad idea.
Did you guys used to slide down your stairs?
Yeah.
In a clothes hamper basket.
I didn't do that. I think I tried that once and took a tumble or something like that. That's a hard thing to pull off. I used to do it in my clothes. And then at one point, so here's the deal. If you slide down head first, that's okay, but you only want to go so fast because you stop with your face. If you slide down feet first, then your shirt pulls up. And somewhere around 8 years old or something, my mom got me a onesie, and that's the ticket. That's the ticket. You can go feet first as fast as you want with a onesie. That thing doesn't slide up. It's a onesie.
I used a comforter,
footy pajamas,
like a sled
onesies.
Yeah.
As a kid, I had this sort of superpower where if adult told me I could do a thing, then I would do it with no fear, like none whatsoever. Like I just believed them so much that my own little mind would just take a back seat. I remember once we were standing on this very steep embankment that just had done a bunch of the tractors had just put in where the chicken houses were, and we're on the top of this steep embankment, and I'm like, can I run down that? And my dad goes, sure. I'm like 5, and I just start sprinting and immediately fall head first and tumble down the embankment and have to be retrieved. Like I'm stuck down there. And he's like, "What are you doing?" I'm like, "You said I could." So when I was 4, he took the laundry basket and was like, "Why don't you ride that down the stairs? You'll be fine." And so we would ride the laundry basket down the stairs. It would go so fast. And when you're at the bottom, it just stops and you get catapulted out and roll into the wall.
If you're you sound like someone who made it to the bottom before that happened. I think I
was 4,
the second or third step.
Yeah, you're often tossed prior to that.
I think I was light enough at 4 that a laundry basket was a pretty good sled. I think my sister would get in there with me. I think we'd go double down that fucking staircase. I think there's pictures of it.
I guess you didn't have any real sledding because you didn't have snow.
Fuck no, we didn't have real sledding. Everything we did to play on was like some sort of ATV or golf cart. We always had a golf cart to goof around and fuck about on. We pretend like we were running a drive-through window. Like one of us would serve the fake food and the other would drive up to the window or whatever. Like that's what we did as a kid. We fucked around in the woods and drove and hurt ourselves. There was nothing to do on a bicycle. There was no mall. There was
golf
none
carts
of that.
are cool though. I didn't have one until I was an adult. And I like it a lot.
Did you guys ever fuck around with those? Or maybe this is, who knows when this technology came out? Maybe it was only for me. Do you know those like turtles where like you'd sit on this seat and it had handles and you pumped the handles like this and it propelled it forward kind of quickly? And
we've got one in the garage.
Turtle. Yeah. I had a blast on those things. Zach, bring up a turtle from 1995.
Ours isn't a turtle though. It's red and it has, I don't know, it looks more like a bicycle kind of.
I did not have a turtle.
It is
1995. I would have been 9 years old. I got a gun that year for Christmas.
Well, it was this thing, something like that. I didn't have one this nice, but you sat on it and then you like moved yourself. Kind of depending on how fast you moved it back and forth, you can go faster and faster. And we had an unfinished basement where we play hockey, and we do that down there as well. Do races.
The flying turtle. Look at that kid. He's moving so fast. There's like a blur behind him.
Yeah.
Oh damn.
See, that kid's not even leaning forward. They guarantee they don't have speed.
Oh, look at the enhanced model. The original Roller Racer Junior flying turtle with sit skate kid powered, no motor, no pedals, no batteries, powered by zigzag motion.
Well, zigzag
turbo.
motion.
It's got flames on it.
Man, this
chrome
is only
handlebars.
I could tool around my neighborhood.
You can get one. You can buy a whole set. You want to get all the kids one row, right? Like that's how you do it as an adult. You're like, hey kids, so what I got? Some knee pads and turtles.
Dude, my neighbors have like a 31-year-old son. Perfect. It would be so funny if I bought 2 and I went over there and knocked and I'm like, can Jason come out and play? Like,
have your helmet on when you do it.
Helmet on. I have knee pads, elbow pads, all comically small. I'm in little shorts. I have light up sneakers on.
You also inexplicably have floaties on because you can't swim.
Yeah, I called my dad and he lives in Florida now. He said, "Stop calling me about this." He said, "I can play."
No, I never had it. See, if I'd lived in a cul-de-sac, there'd been all sorts of little sidewalk games. But we didn't have any of that shit. We couldn't even use sidewalk chalk. We didn't have a sidewalk to draw on.
No street hockey. No sidewalk chalk.
No. We did make pipe bombs in the garage though, so that made up for it.
Dude, like a quarter of all street hockey time was someone being like, car, and then you'd have to like move while the car drove by. And then also someone would rip it way too hard, like those yellow plastic pucks, and then either like hit a car or break a window. And then it was like a scatter at the end of a music video where all the dancers quickly exit the screen. It's like, Max, actually, I think we should go play NFL Blitz. Let's go. Like,
I was just thinking how pissed I'd be as an adult to look out my window, like, and you kids are out there fucking hitting pucks at each other and skating around or whatever you're doing anything really around cars in my windows. Yeah, I wouldn't like that at all. I didn't like my last place where those little kids would play out there. They'd be up in my driveway using it as a ramp. Get the fuck out of here.
Oh no, we would play like in the cul-de-sac. Like unless we were at one of our houses and like it happened to have a flat driveway where there was enough room, but that's not enough space to like play 3v3 really. Like you kind of need the road there. That's why it's street hockey. And then very often they're like those rocks, like you're trying to get a little bit of speed and then a rock gets lodged between two of your wheels and then you just catch an edge, get all scraped up.
Oh, I definitely sweep the street first. Everything I know about street hockey though comes from watching Trailer Park Boys.
They sucked at it. They were playing with like cans, and like half of them didn't have skates on.
Well, they're Trailer Park Boys. They can't
in like street hockey. Like it was frustrating when someone wouldn't wear skates because it was like, dude, you realize that you have a huge advantage not wearing skates here, right? Like we're not on ice. We can't stop that quickly on, unless we're going to destroy the wheels of our skates out here because those rubber wheels just get torn right up if you try and do a real stop out there.
Like a stop.
Yeah, I didn't like that. I wanted everyone all in. Go put your fucking skates on.
Did you have a fireworks show in your little neighborhood? I'm assuming you lived in like a neighborhood with other people and sidewalks.
Yeah,
so.
Regular neighborhood. We didn't have one in our neighborhood, but like there were like parks nearby, and so
my neighborhood where the neighbor is a farmer a quarter mile away is also a regular neighborhood. Don't neighborhood normalize on.
That is not a regular neighborhood.
That's not a regular neighborhood.
It's where most neighborhoods
a neighborhood.
Okay.
Yeah. I remember I would have to to get to my friend Jared when I was a kid.
Let's go ask our neighbors for diesel and see who comes up with some.
I'd have to skate past like 25 houses to get to him, and that was a long distance.
That's true. You've got a pump probably. Do you have the in the ground like pump with some?
It's not in the ground. It's 30 gallons, and you like.
Oh, that's good.
Turn the handle.
Yeah, the best. I had a friend who had a pond in his backyard. It wasn't his. It was like, I guess technically part of a park that his house backed up to. Yeah. And the pond would freeze over in wintertime sometimes. And so we could play ice hockey out there. And it was so much fun. And then once like a park ranger came by and like threatened to ticket his parents if he didn't make us stop playing ice hockey out there. He's like, this is you can't play out here. The ice isn't thick enough. And it's like, meanwhile, my friend's dad literally had a depth stick in there to be like, no, it's 6.5 inches thick ice right now. This is fine. You could drive a golf cart on this. Like, it's not a big deal. And no, we got kicked off. Couldn't play anymore back there.
So the Chinese Indian border, they have this pact to not use guns. They can only use melee weapons, right?
I know where this is going.
So the Chinese came out with their new melee weapons this week. They got these spiked fucking like clubs, halberds. They look incredibly intimidating. They're these big, and they're like in formation with them. And I thought, man, India. But if you can find the picture, please show it. I can't find it. I've looked everywhere, but India has their answer. India's answer to the Chinese halberd.
Longer halberd.
Oh, an electric halberd.
Really?
Look at this.
That's true.
So that is a spiked metal club with with like stun gun capabilities. So like there's a Twitter video that I could link you to where it goes brrr, and like electrifies anything that you hit with it, I guess. Yeah. So Chivalry, fucking Chivalry 2 is coming to the Indian border. I'm excited to see the gameplay.
The gameplay, the graphics look great.
And for anybody who doesn't know what we're talking about, like they disagree, China and India, on their border. And so they have these clashes between troops on like these dirt mountain roads where they beat the dog shit out of each other with clubs and fists and rocks. And sometimes there'll be a vehicle involved, like trying to push one side away. And they literally you see they're ready for a stick fight.
Do they beat each other like to death, or is it like,
I don't know if they've had deaths.
They probably
I would imagine that it's not good for either side to admit if somebody got beaten to death, right? But
I imagine there's a lot of bruising.
A ton of bruising.
I've seen blades, like big blades and stuff too. Like I saw some medieval looking halberds. Like it's basically a pole with like that crescent moon shaped blade on the end that you sort of jab and slash with.
Yeah.
They say no guns, but they didn't say anything about lasers.
Yeah, or bombs.
Landmines.
Oh, we find loophole in all agreement.
They're grenading each other.
Have you seen we've seen the India-Pakistan border where they like dance at each other really angry?
Yeah. The mustaches.
They like stomp really hard and like knees to chest. Like, yeah, I fucking take like I'm all about marching. And it's like a whole show. I don't think they're actually angry at each other. I think it's kind of the same. Like, I don't think the guards themselves are like angry at each other. I bet it's kind of like those guards in England who just have to wear the hats and like
those guys are angry.
You've seen those videos of the
the King's Guards.
The King's Guard where like they're not allowed to leave the path they're on. They have to like walk in specific paths. So like if you stand in front of them, they're supposed to just like walk through you and just hope that like some Brian Shaw sized guy doesn't stand there.
They'll fuck you up. Those guys have guns.
Yeah, but they're not real guns. They're in England.
Those are real guns. They
got fucking bayonets on them.
So they can stab you if they need to.
Yeah.
Why is that a limit? You're like, Kyle, their machine guns have bayonets. It's like, I know. So they're so much more likely to use that first.
Like, oi, governor, get out of the way.
I've had no poking shit, eh?
Have you seen the videos on Reddit? I bet Kyle has, where the Queen's Guard yells at the tourists.
King's Guard.
Yells at them. I didn't think they could talk.
I don't understand. I don't think anywhere has an all-you-can-eat policy anymore. I think that's a thing from a time gone by. You know where I just thought of it. Red Lobster, and I think they may have ended it this year. I think I read something. I can't remember exactly. The all-you-can-eat shrimp, though. Do you remember that?
Yeah.
I have taken part in the all-you-can-eat shrimp thing before, like, and it's exactly what you're talking about. But I vomited. After eating way too much shrimp, and it was outside of a. Where were we? Outside of a Crystal. Outside of a Crystal burger.
Outside of the worst version of White Castle.
It's the Southern White Castle. Yeah, that's what Crystal Burger is. It's identical. But yeah, me and a Turkish guy got into an eating competition, and the idea was the loser would have to pay for the.
Never enter eating competition with Turk. I do not know what the Turks sound like.
That's actually, swear to God, pretty close. His name was Barack. He had like a lazy eye and rotten teeth, and he had long, flowing, greasy hair, and he thought he looked like Elvis. He literally went to a woman one time. We were standing there at the door waiting on customers, and to the woman, he's like, "Look, come on, who is more handsome, Baraka or Kyle?" And she's just like, "Are you fucking serious right now, bro? What is happening? What are we talking about? Like, I don't want to talk. I don't even want to talk to you. You're Barack again? Is that it?" He was just such a weird dude, man. I don't know. But I was hungry, and the fucking commercial from Red Lobster came on the TV in the showroom, and somehow I challenged Barack to eating competition, and we ate shrimp until they were closing Red Lobster, until the kitchen closed, and they refused to bring us more shrimp. We were at 90-something shrimp at that point. I had been doing shrimp scampi, so they're really small. At that point, I asked, "What else do you have in the kitchen?" And she said, "We just have cake." And Barack starts protesting right away because he has bad teeth and he can't eat sweets. And I'm like, "Fuck you, bring the cake on." So they bring this huge hunks of chocolate cake that reminded me of Matilda. We kill that. They kick us out, basically. So we each pay for our own part. But I say the competition isn't over. Crystal's across the street, and they're open 24/7. So we go in there and start pounding Crystal burgers. And I think I ate 9, and he ate 8, and then he quit. Oh yeah, I won, but I immediately vomited all that up.
Undoes the myth.
Oh, here's the worst part. Here's the worst part. At some point after they stopped serving shrimp, I challenged him to start eating our tails. So we ate a considerable amount of shrimp tails. Yeah, because we had a big pile of them because we were both getting shrimp scampi, and you had those crispy little fucking tails there. And I was like, "All right, well, we'll eat the tails now." We ate like a handful of tails each before we agreed that was just silly.
Yeah, that's retarded. That's like those.
Your food poisoning stories are making sense now, bro.
Yeah,
they were cooked shrimp tails.
That's like those people who don't know how to eat sunflower seeds, and so they just like crunch the entire shell and eat that, and are like, "Oh, it's just as good. It's better." I met someone like that, and it's
people
like,
do that.
Just admit that you don't know how to crack a sunflower in your mouth, and then eat the sunflower, and then transition the shells to the other side of your mouth.
Wait, is that what you do?
If I'm like doing something where I can't immediately spit it,
what the fuck?
I put like a handful of them in my mouth. And then I like on one side I crack them and then eat the kernel, or I'll save the kernel in my little like a little squirrel pocket and like save up like 10 kernels, and then I move the shells to the other side of my mouth, and then if I need to spit all the shells out, I just spit those. But if I'm like sitting watching TV eating sunflower seeds, I'm going to spit after every one. No, of course not. That's absurd.
Wait, you eat the
What do you do with the...
You spit the shell out.
No, you don't eat the shells.
You finish your Diet Pepsi and then you just spit it in the bottle.
No, you spit the part in the middle out and you eat the shell. The part in the middle's bad for you. It's like the skin of an apple. It's like the skin of an apple. Toxic.
Oh, Jesus.
The best flavor of David sunflower seeds is ranch, which I'm not a big ranch guy, but it's unreal. It's fantastic.
I'm just here for the salt.
Highly recommend. A huge amount of salt. You look at the back of the package and you think this can't be legal. This is the amount of salt they've given me. But I love it. It's fantastic. I haven't had sunflower seeds in forever.
Me neither. I used to eat them as a lifeguard. So to me, sunflower seeds are only eaten in an environment where you can spit
them out. Yeah,
I would never consider eating them like indoors or something.
It's like those bars where you can throw the shell on the ground.
Yeah.
It's a good this happened like probably 4 years ago or so. But I saw online when I was like trying to lose weight, it was like a good snack for losing weight are sunflower seeds, as long as you make sure that you get them shelled, like with the shell on there, because it slows down your consumption. Like a big bag of those sunflower seeds is like 450 calories or something if you eat the entire thing. But unfortunately what happened was I just became Mozart of eating these things. I could go through a bag, like the resist to me was not like, oh, I'm full. Obviously, it was like my mouth is burning from the amount of salt I've had in there. Like you wake up, it's like you wake up the next morning and you're like, your mouth is just still dry from the residue of the salt. Oh man, popcorn. I'm absolutely popping by a gas station getting some ranch sunflower seeds for this weekend.
Popcorn was my go-to for that, and I would get they make these like flavored salts to throw on popcorn. There's like a cheddar one and like a buffalo sauce one, and it's just so much sodium, but it's like, there's no calories in sodium, so pile it on.
Bags of smart food.
Yeah, the smart pop.
Those, I think this happened in your neck of the woods. Those Chiefs fans who were in a backyard and all froze to death together. Did you see that?
I did see a little. I didn't look into it.
3 grown adult men, like with no health issues, froze to death in a backyard.
Yeah,
with their friends upstairs.
Yeah,
hours in the yard.
Will they fall asleep?
Yeah, the obvious thing, exactly. The obvious thing to me would be that they got drunk and passed out outside and froze to death. Because it was like it was even colder in KC than St. Louis.
I think it was because they went swimming in January.
It's because they were so stoked on the win. I saw trending on Twitter was a bunch of people wanting to boycott McDonald's because they donated some money to Israel or some shit. But the reason to boycott McDonald's is not that. It's their prices have become so insulting.
Oh my gosh.
It's as if I'm coming to McDonald's, right? You're trying to charge $5, $6 for like a 10-piece nugget. That would go fuck yourself. A Big Mac meal should not be $12.
Big Mac meal up here is $15, bro.
It's
Canadian
absurd.
Dollars. That's not real.
It's not even close to being good.
12
enough.
American dollars.
Like
Ooh,
the whole
lot.
Do you remember the three? Do you remember the $3 menu, the $2 menu, the $1 menu? That's when you could rationalize going to McDonald's, because it's like, all right, low quality food, but it's really fast, and I'm going to spend $7 with tax and be full to the brim of sodium. Now, there's no way to rational. If anything, it's bad for those of us who really like rationalizing eating bad foods, because now it's impossible to rationalize going to McDonald's. It's impossible.
Good financial decision.
Now.
It's impacted my finances.
Supersize this financial decision. I want to be extra smart.
I guess I should just go buy a fucking rotisserie chicken. That's only like $1 more than that whole meal would be, and it gives me a whole chicken worth of meat. Guess I'll do that. But that's not as tasty, not as immediately satisfying as getting that delicious injection of MSG or whatever they have in McDonald's fries that makes it good. It's not beef tallow anymore. Kyle clued me in that they don't do that.
It hasn't been beef tallow for a long time, but they use a beef tallow flavoring agent, which is just as good.
Wow.
I bet it's not just as good. I bet it's not as good.
Yeah, Big Mac combo is the same price as a Freshie salad now. Like it
doesn't really make any sense to go there. Like I'm either going to order something better, or I'm just going to be like, Jesus, the ingredients for this.
Yeah,
I could make 10 times as much if I just go and buy the ingredients, and it'll be so much better. I usually
don't eat at McDonald's very often, but I'm usually disappointed in the food. My problem is they're not the premier fast food restaurant anymore.
Yeah, they never were.
They never.
Yeah, it's just something right?
They were number one. Maybe they weren't. Maybe premier is not the right word, but they were number one, and they had something going on. Like
they're still number one in sales. But they've never been number one in quality.
Yeah. No, never in. Like I don't. Do they have? I've brought them up before. Do they have Culver's where you guys are, or is that a Midwest thing?
They do, but it's a new addition.
I don't know.
Last 5-10 years,
my friend. Yeah, get yourself a nice little butter burger. They butter their buns the way Woody did at his job. Woody would have
here at Culver's
from Culver's.
We carry on the tradition of the butter boy. You know, of Woody.
Bring out the butter boy.
Lost to time is the true name of the butter boy, but legend says on the New Jersey boardwalk, eat butter a bun like no other.
Oh, so no McDonald's, then Starbucks, Subway, Burger King, Taco Bell, Wendy's, Dunkin' Donuts, Chick-fil-A.
What happened to Burger King?
It's not even close.
They're fourth.
It's gotta be
number 4.
Yeah, 4.
They used to be number 2, bro. They went so downhill.
I think that was more Starbucks and Subway exploding, maybe, than BurgerKing losing ground.
No,
like
Burger King franchises have gone downhill. Like their burgers are still decent, but it's.
I see Zaxby's down there with like 2 pixels next to Hardee's.
I know Chick-fil-A did really well. Like they're kind of not distinguishable, being like 7th on the list. Mm-hmm. But then if you look at the number of franchise, it was like 14,000, 10,000, 9,000. Chick-fil-A was there at like 2 something. I'm close, maybe not right, but
if you do like a little per capita rating or whatever, Chick-fil-A kills it.
Do you have Raising Cane's?
I do. I have one not too far from my house. It tastes like, if you buy a sandwich at Raising Cane's, it's not a chicken
anyone
patty.
Does that.
I've done that.
It's chicken strips.
It's just chicken strips on a bun, which to me is lazy.
That's all right. So that's a specific style of restaurant. That gets copied a lot, and it makes a ton of money. So there's down here we have a place called Guthrie's, and they're like bootleg Zaxby's. They're like, we're gonna give you the bare bones. They don't have those branded packets of sauce that Zaxby's has with their name on it. They give you a little plastic cup. They don't have their name on anything. Everything is white boxes and white styrofoam. But it's really fucking good and high quality, and it's cheaper than anybody else. But Raising Cane's, I always hear Landmark talk about it. When he's playing Tarkov, and just obsesses over it. But he's like, nobody gets the sandwich. You're an idiot if you get the sandwich. And I'm like, taking notes. I'm like, yes, don't get the sandwich. Don't be an idiot.
Yeah,
but I've never had it.
Again, that's one of those places I'll drive past and I'll be like, well, I could.
What are the fries? Are they crinkle fries with like some seasoning?
They are crinkle fries, and the times I've had them, it's probably because like I'm getting it in the styrofoam container, and the one I'm near has like Raising Cane's logos emblazoned on the styrofoam and everything. And but I bring it home, and I think even that short amount of time with the steamy tenders in there with the fries ruins the fries.
Because I don't mind that. I like it. I don't like crispy fries. I like them to be floppy and chewy. Man? Yeah, that's my.
You like floppy fries? That's the worst thing. I like soggy
cereal. I like soggy cereal, and I'm proud of it. I pour the milk on. I leave it there for 5 minutes. I do something else. Come back when it's ready to eat. It's not.
Why do you like soggy fries? What happened to you? Who hurt you?
Oh, they're fucking delicious. When I would cook them myself, I'd always underdone, all floppy and greasy everywhere, just like
That's fucking terrible. If I came to your house and you served me floppy fries,
I wouldn't do that. I would twice fry them at 2 different temperatures in duck fat. If I was making, and I would cut them out with an apple core. They look like cigars. They're incredible.
Now we're talking, because the floppy fry talk. I would like.
That's what I like. I wouldn't serve that to you though.
Never have I seen someone with a bad opinion turn it around like into a championship.
I know, right? I almost wish you said with the bad opinion, because I was about to go fucking hard with floppy dick over there. Like, yeah, I like sex flaccid. That's kind of my thing. I know it's not for everyone, but trust me, not getting hard on it. I only like way to be with a girl.
I only like to come when my dick is like 40% hard, and I'm having to grab with the whole fist to the bottom half and squeeze.
I just flap it real hard.
And And then I'm like, jack off the hard part, babe.
My masturbation technique's a little unconventional, but I like to use no lube and get a little blood in there.
Oh my gosh.
We were having a fun talk about
Lord.
Now
Well, tell me about this. Tell me about the sauce. The sauce at Raising Cane's. Is it like an orange sauce with a little spice, a little pep to it?
It is. I don't really like. It's the same as Chick-fil-A sauce. It's the same thing. The first like actual hunting I ever did when I was very young was with a 20 gauge with my grandpa on his farm, and it was rabbit hunting. And so we were hunting these hares, not cute little rabbits. They were kind of cute. They were still rabbits, but they're like big wild ones. And he was that's a great mug, Serenity now. And this rabbit was running across the field, and my grandpa didn't even have a gun. He was taking us out to like show us. And so I like got my little 20 gauge up on my 6-year-old shoulder, however old I was, and then like tracked it, shot it, and like I knew it hit because I heard the noise of it hitting and the rabbit making noise. And my grandpa like hit me on the back with his big farmer hand, like, there you go, Taylor, good job. And so like then he went over there and I walked with him, and I had this idea that like it was almost like a video game where like you just end something. Like it's just like it's shot, it's dead. Obviously, the bullets went in, the shell, the BBs went in, and I had shot it on the back hind quarter, like kind of above it, and it had broken its spine, and so it was like crawling with its little front paws. And my grandpa, like he had done it 10,000 times, just like not missing a beat, just like walked over and like right in front of me, like grabbed it by its like barely hanging on lower legs, and then took the butt of my 20 gauge and just went like whack, just like smacked it right in the back of the skull because it was hanging down. It killed it right away, if I recall. I try not to recall that, but yeah, I remember like, oh man, this is real. This is like real hunting. I hunted after that a number of times, but he fucked my youngest brother up and like scared him out of hunting entirely. Because he went out there and like gave my brother a 22, and he was probably 6 years old also. And they're just walking around in the woods, and he was like, "Hey, there's a squirrel up there on that branch. Get him." And so my youngest brother like shot the squirrel, and apparently one shot killed it, just dropped down. And like I guess my brother like didn't fully internalize what it meant to shoot something with a gun, because he was like inconsolable that he had killed a squirrel. Like really? Never wanted to hunt again.
Man,
ever.
Childhood me was ruthless. Like yeah, I'm much more tenderhearted now than childhood me. Yeah.
How old is your brother?
He's 7 years younger than me. So,
at the time.
At the time, probably 6. Yeah. Ooh, he did this with all of us were around 6, I think, the first times we hunted, 6 or 7.
When I was 4, my dad had been hunting and he had shot a deer and lost it. And so me and Dad and our Weimaraner Sam went out the next day to go hunting for this thing. It was the woods were behind our house, like directly behind our house, but it was a couple hundred acres there. And we tracked the deer. He shot it with a 243. I remember, no, a 22-250. I remember that. And small caliber thing. He'd gotten away. Found the deer finally. It's down in this dried out creek bed. Dad's got to climb down in there. It's kind of a hard climb to get down in there and not fall. And so little 3-4-year-old me or whatever stays up there with my slingshot, and I'm like watching Dad go down there, and he goes to grab the deer by the antlers to drag it back out of the creek bed, and the deer stands up and comes alive and starts fighting, and now Dad has the deer by the antlers and they're fighting, and he can't let go of the antlers, and he's yelling at me to run. He doesn't want to let go because he's afraid the deer will trample me if it happens to run my direction, because it's like a fucking wild animal, and I'm tiny. I went in there on his shoulders. I couldn't have walked in there. And so I'm not running because I think I can shoot the thing with my slingshot, and I'm shooting acorns and shit at this thing because I'm a 4-year-old child trying to help Daddy. And Dad goes, "Get him, Sam!" And the Weimaraner jumps on this thing and grabs it by the throat, and it's stretching skin on this thing 1.5 feet off this fucking deer, whooping its ass. And now Dad has a hand free, and he pulls his belt off, wraps it around there's a tree out there, maybe like this big, like 3 inches. He cinches the deer's antler to the tree. He doesn't even have a pocket knife. We got nothing. So we got to go back home for some weaponry. And by the time we got back, Sam had killed the fucking deer.
Good for Sam.
Sam's good boy.
Fuck. That is metal as fuck. Jesus, Sam.
Yeah. Good.
Sam was a good boy.
What a good pup.
You know what I have seen that's really big? Bison. I've seen those in person.
Those are huge, yeah.
Yes, I've seen those too.
Yeah.
I think maybe in the Smoky Mountains they have like a nature reserve park thing, and they have bison there, perhaps.
Yeah.
I may have been to the same place, but I've also saw them when I did that motorcycle trip on the Tat. They're just wild. Like they're free grazing bison.
And out in Texas, I've seen a bunch of. I don't even know the names of like.
Right, the various like the things that aren't antelopes but kind of are.
Exactly. So according to like childhood like science or science class, there's antelope and buffalo. Let's move along. there's like 50 species of hooved animal in Africa, and so that dude had that's a kudu, and that's a Himalayan kudu. You see how its horns are black and spiral? It's like all these weird
fast and jumpy
or something
deer.
Like that. That's what his name's. So many different kinds of weird goats and deer and stuff there that I've seen. The coolest thing was that fucking camel. I wanted that camel. It was $8,000. What are you gonna do with a camel, though?
Where'd you see a camel for sale?
$8,000, and then keeping
Texas.
it alive is $1,000 a month.
Yeah, you can. So for $8,000, you could shoot it, and like that's what it's. If you wanted to, because it's on a hunting preserve. It's like if you want to,
camel hunting.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Exactly.
Are they even good to eat?
Oh, delicious! It's the most succulent meat in Arabia.
Probably, but are they good?
They say a sultan would trade 5 slave for a camel steak. It's not good. It's camel. I mean,
I don't know. Horse is probably good, and it's just like a shittier horse.
Yeah, I don't know.
I still think horse would be awful. I've thought of yeah. I guarantee you, it's like jerky texture. It
What's
cannot
in
be
the
that
hump
good
of a camel?
Water.
Is it just fat?
It's fat.
Yeah. It's fat.
Yeah.
It's not
with
water.
a lot of.
No,
Do you think it was like a canteen?
Yeah, I thought it was like a canteen. I mean, I didn't think it was literally like you could pop the side of it with a straw.
It sounds
but
like
I thought
you did.
it was some sort of.
Yeah, you thought that. Kyle was so impressive with the hour
think
thing
that it was
when he
like a
dropped the
straw.
ball with the camel.
You're having your own chickens don't fuck moment.
That'll never happen. You still don't know where chickens come from.
I'm
Nobody
almost
does.
positive.
Vertical titties.
They come from eggs.
Zach says they're vertical titties, and I'm
No,
going with
they're
that.
not mammary. They're not mammary glands. Those are still
they
on
are.
their belly.
They
no,
are.
No.
They are. Yes.
Don't
You're
try
out in
that
the
either,
desert?
Kyle.
Yes,
Don't
they
try
are.
that. They
Desert,
will
you
not
haven't
like
seen
it.
any for a while. Maybe.
They like it when you. So but the camel's name was Sushi, and it was like sushi, and the fucking thing would come running like a dog, and you could feed it carrots.
And you
It
wanted
was
to shoot
pretty-
it?
No, I wanted to own it. I wanted
Oh,
to
okay.
like live at my dad's farm, and like I wanted to go.
I thought you
They
said it was
probably
on a
lived to
hunting
be like
preserve.
50.
It was, but he has his pets on the reserve too.
Oh, okay. Well, that's a horrible idea. Why leave your pets on a hunting reserve?
Well, no, but all right, let me just say this: if you accidentally shoot the camel, what the fuck? What the fuck, Dave? It's a cat. What were you here to shoot again, Mike? I forgot.
I thought that's what you were describing. I thought you were like,
You were
it's a
here,
camel hunting trip.
Deer hunting.
Mike, you're
That's
not
what
going to
says
believe
here,
it.
Mike.
I just killed the craziest boar you've ever seen.
I think Zach's right about the vertical titties thing because I bit it without foreplay and it didn't go over well.
Camel was definitely mad. And for what I know of women, probably.
I don't know why you guys are down on horse meat. I bet horse meat tastes good. The French eat horses and they're great at cooking.
Isn't the fat content?
Have you, for one, have you had like French cuisine, like true French cuisine? That's
I've never been to France.
I've had horse.
Yeah. It's like they're the people who thought eating live snails would be a great idea. Like,
I feel like that was just like arrogance on their part. Where they were like, "We're so good at like cheeses and like desserts that we're gonna make snails good." And they probably are good. I'd eat snails. I'd give them a go.
No,
you wouldn't?
No, I don't. I don't think I could bring myself. I don't think I could bring myself to eat anything alive. I do like oysters.
I love oysters.
I would eat dead snails, but like the way I hear escargot traditionally served, they're always alive.
Oh, really? I would prefer them to be dead. I thought they were all dead.
We're gonna.
I've
bake
had
that
escargot. It was definitely not alive. I'm gonna check that. Am I wrong?
Yeah,
I've always heard that traditional, like French escargot in the U.S. is cooked. I'd eat cooked escargot.
I would wager, and again, I only know what the YouTube people teach me. I would wager that snails carry some sort of weird parasites, and eating them raw, you could end up with some sort of a fucking worm in your brain that tells you that you're the devil.
Yeah, you should cook.
I'm going to only eat baked escargot.
And then we've got to get out the Key of Solomon, and it's going to be a whole deal. And it's
you have to go through, make sure you're not possessed.
Imagine if Wendigoon went crazy, like legitimately, like wearing clown makeup and showing up crazy. Okay, and that crazy utilized all of the weird darkness that he's read into, all of theology, all of the demonology, fictional and non-fictional. Not that some of it's real in the like brick and mortar way per se, but some of it was written to be real. They're like, yeah, this is how I fucking call on demons, and it really was, you know. He could be a real scary guy. Like if he ever snapped and had that cold sweat down his brow moment where he's just sort of fucking twitching out, and that
you would
scary guy.
I googled it. I couldn't find any source that said they were served alive. They all talked about how they were. Like their intestines were cleared while they're still alive, and they're cooked alive, but not served alive.
Okay, all right.
I don't care about a snail being cooked alive. They don't even feel. They just feel fresh.
Just put that quick cement in their mouth.
Wait.
That's what air escaping.
Just air escaping.
Correct.
Yeah. I mean, I'd rather have horse than escargot anyway. Lots of cuts of lean meat are still good. Like, I'm not saying that horse would be.
You are on this horse train. You're staying on it, bro.
They use horse in sausages, like hard salami-like sausages. Like they mix it in with pork and lamb or whatever in a lot of countries. I've had sausage, and then I was like, "Where'd this come from again?" I got like a sausage sampler, and it had horse meat in it. It said horse on the back, or maybe it didn't say horse, but it said like the food industry word for horse, and it was like, "Wait, what's that?
Equine.
What's that meat?" I don't remember, but I bet
Taylor, you live in a major city. You could get exotic food if you wanted.
I could get meats. some exotic meats. I would try horse. I don't even know how it's served. I doubt it's like horse steaks. I bet it's something else.
Zach, find us some horse steaks. I would like horse sausage, or like I could do sort of a charcuterie with, or maybe some sort of breakfast sausage that's like 50% horse, 30% pork, 20%. Just pork fat or something. I don't know.
I bet it looks almost exactly like a.
You know what? Now that I'm thinking about it,
I could eat a horse.
Thank you. I was like ragging on horse meat for being lean, but it can't be that much leaner than like deer meat, right?
I bet it's like the same level of lean as
nothing can be leaner than rabbit meat, though.
That's true, and rabbit can be pretty good. So.
Mm-hmm. Do you dabble in any magic tricks?
My last Chris Angel video, because Chris Angel was like the kind of thing that started my channel, or started got me to.
I'm sorry. Let's put some respect on the man's name, Chris Angel, the Mind Freak.
Mind Freak. I'm so sorry.
You won't like Chris's channel. He's ripping on this guy.
That was like I had like 2K subs before I did a video on him, and that's like what did it. And I back in January went and saw him live. I sat in the front row, like 5 feet away from that 55-year-old man's abs. And which they're nice, but and then I bought them. I was like, I filmed that, made a whole thing. I went to the Luxor, did like a whole bit where I went out there and I hired Elvis impersonators to do magic for, and I learned like 3 tricks from the magic kit, like very bad. I didn't learn. I was supposed to be like spending months learning it, and I spent like a month learning it, and so I learned like 3 tricks from it, and performed it for the Elvis impersonators, and did a shit fucking job.
Like they didn't appreciate it.
Well, I paid him a lot of money to appreciate it.
Terrible at this.
Basically, I was like, I told him like, this magic is gonna suck. You can rip on me. The whole point of the video is for like me to look dumb. So like, just give it to me. And I'm also paying you a lot of fucking money to just be here for a half an hour. And so they did exactly what I wanted them to do. But I learned like 2 card tricks, and then that like turning a red ball into a cube trick. Barely. I did it under the table. I was like, I'm getting the fucking cube. Like kind of that shit.
Were any of them serviceable or just no?
Man, Not really.
Not really.
No, it was more so like for the video. I'm like, okay, the fact that I'm in Vegas, I'm seeing Chris Angel. I got the Elvis guys coming up to the room. Like that was like the whole thing of the video. So I'm like, sure. I don't care if I butcher this shit.
How much did the Elvis guys set you back? Like I didn't imagine them being super expensive, but I guess only, if you hire 8 of them, you know.
Well, only $600 for a half an hour for each.
What? Those guys are raking it in. Were any of them like? Was there a little competition or a little competitiveness when you get like 6 fake Elvises in the same room? Or are they like all in the same union or something?
So I hired 2 and they didn't know. Like they were different times. Like one was at like 1 o'clock and the other was at 1:30. So like I was walking the other one out and then like waiting a few minutes and then bringing the other one up. And I didn't tell them because I was like, I don't know if they're going to be offended by this. And I'm not good with confrontation. So I think there was one, like when I was walking the second one up, there was a girl that was in the lobby when the first one came and she was like, oh, it must be Elvis Day here. And I'm like, yep. I didn't say anything.
Yeah, it's certainly not Magic Trick Day.
No, it's not. It's not. It's gonna. I think I was like so fucking tired or hungover that day too, and I was like, I gotta do magic for these fucking guys, and I barely learned shit. But yeah, that's the magic kit, which like I think I got it brand new for like $40, and it's
like Toys R Us, KB Toys.
Basically, yeah, it's not good.
I don't think Toys R Us or KB Toys are around anymore.
Toys R Us, I think they're coming back. They're like doing a whole thing. Like they were like, they went out of business and they're like, we're coming back, kind of.
Yeah, Toys R Us has been out of business for a bit. That like made me sad when they went out of business because I remember like how much excitement and joy I had when I was like 6 and 7.
Did
my
they
grandma
play the
would
jingle
take me.
for you?
The Toys R Us jingle?
I don't want to grow up. I'm a Toys R Us kid.
Yeah, I remember the commercials for it. Yeah, and you walk in and it's all colorful and they have that delicious like zebra color stripe gum that lasts for like 2 seconds, but it's like a sugar blast for 2 seconds. The checkout you could always get. Like just walking through and seeing all the action figures, and then there's the section with the bikes and the little
that store was filled with things that screamed "touch me." Just like the displays, everything was like kid level. The whole thing seemed engineered to get kids to fall in love with something and then cry in the store.
It was.
I don't know why they went out of business with that model. That's effective.
That was me. I asked my dad, I'm like, can I buy this Dark Knight toy of Batman? And he was like, I guess. And then we got in the car and he's like, son, it's 2008. It's the economy's going down. You want me to buy all these toys? And I'm like, why'd you fucking say yes? And that was my experience with Toys R Us.
Was that dad or stepdad?
Dad. Stepdad wasn't.
Stepdad would have just said yes. He wouldn't have told you with this economy, son.
Well, I'll ask him next time I see him.